The 8 Passengers family is a modern-day tragedy disguised as an overprotective, strict mother and a loving, strict father navigating life with their 6 children. These kids have all been victims to their parents' disgusting abuse that continued even through leading up to Ruby Frankie's arrest. The neighbors of this family called authorities more than several times regarding the welfare of these children. It seemed like everybody knew about the abuse that these children were suffering, but nobody was actually taking action. Mostly due to when police actually did show up at Ruby Frankie's house one time, Ruby didn't answer the door. Without a warrant or anything, they can't really knock the door down. It took until a crying, emaciated 12-year-old boy who was covered in wounds knocking on his neighbor's door for help, with duct tape around his wrists, around his ankles, with wounds on his body. This brave young man took matters into his own hands. Too young to even be doing. Too young to be fleeing a house, his home, through a window to go to the only person he can feel like can actually help him. This nightmare that seemed like it would never end, day in and day out for these beautiful angels. Now, since the 8 Passengers family YouTube channel is suspiciously gone, I was unable to pull a lot of clips from their actual channel. However, there have been some amazing people who have already pulled clips that we are going to be taking a look into and spreading these videos to more eyes and ears that yes, this woman and this man are pure evil. There is no way that the father didn't know about any of this going on because he contributed to it. Trigger warning for child and viewer discretion is most certainly advised.
Do when you guys go camping? I sent you to go take a shower. We're gonna wait while my mom gets mad at Russell.
Yes, because Ruby always seems to be yelling at these kids. It doesn't matter if one of her kids is filming for their YouTube channel. And it's actually amazing that Shari was able to get this on camera, mostly because you're gonna see that this is just not even touching the surface of how rancid this woman is.
When your kid like jumps up and hits you in the face or your eye, you like literally just want to punch him back. It's like taking it's a good thing the camera's on.
Now, this is in context to her kid jumping up from excitement, it seemed to me, or something like that. And he accidentally hit, like he didn't even hit. It was more of just a little bit of a bump onto Ruby. And she started acting like a complete child over this. Like somebody had actually just stabbed her in her eye. And she couldn't get over the fact that this was just an accident. I have never heard a parent speak about an accident in this fashion. Why do you want to hurt the kid back over a accident, Ruby, you dumb?
It is my motivating drive for creating this content. I was a hugely disconnected, selfish, aggressive, neglectful mother.
You still are, you dumb cunt.
Entitled, I wanted my kids to be happy, which AKA translated into, I want my kids to get off my back because I want to do what I want to do. I want to be able to go to Target. I want to be able to shop.
Then why have these children then? With the more clips that we go through, it'll seem more apparent to all of us that the only reason why she had these children in the first place is to use them as slaves in her little world, because she literally makes these kids do absolutely everything. Now, chores are a very normal thing for all kids to have. I remember some of my chores were to wash the dishes, take the trash out. But what you will see is Ruby constantly making them clean, basically raise each other themselves, because she just wants to go to Target. She just wants these kids off her back. Then why have them? You dumb fucking cunt.
Be able to have a moment of silence where I can just think. It was all about me. And I made my kids responsible for that.
It's crazy how she's actually admitting that, because she's talking about it as if that's not happening anymore. Now, the lady in this video, Jody, who also partook in some really egregious things, we're going to be doing a separate video dedicated on Jody. So if you don't really see me touching too much on Jody in this video, it's because we're mostly going to be focusing on the parents today, okay?
And my kids are literally starving. I hesitate to say this because it's going to sound like I'm like a mean barbarian, but I told the kids, I said, I'm not even going to let you eat breakfast until you get your chores done.
Once again, like, it's a huge thing for Ruby to basically hold food hostage over these poor kids' heads, as if vacuuming or cleaning their rooms can't be done after having some toast and cereal. She is a crazy person who needs things done her way, on her time. It's all about her. It's never about these children, because these children are just an extension of her. They're not actually human people in her eyes. They're just little slaves that she can force and make to do anything in her psychotic little world. Oh, and I am reveling in the fact that it's all coming to an end for her. How dare you take away food from your children for not doing something straight away? This is what pure evil looks like. And I am so glad that something about it is happening now, because she is evil, bro.
I'm scared to share this because
okay, I'm even nervous to watch this again, mostly because I cannot imagine how it would feel sitting there on Christmas morning as a child when it's the most joyous time of the year and we're all opening up presents and it's such a lovely, fun family experience. It's so warm, it's so cozy. It's like, oh my God, you remembered that pair of shoes that I wanted during the year? Thank you, Mom. All just for Ruby to be such a narcissistic piece of shit by putting herself in a godlike position that she takes away Christmas from these kids for the following.
knowing people these days, I don't know if people are gonna, how they're gonna respond. So Kevin and I, we have 6 children. The 2 youngest are showing long patterns of selfishness. They have been showing through their choices, their unwillingness to repent, their unwillingness to feel sorrow over some pretty egregious choices that they've made.
She doesn't even so far share as to what these egregious choices are. They're kids, Ruby. What do you expect them to do? What selfishness is she even talking about? She's talking about these kids as if they are truly terrible people that need to repent before her. Repent. Show sorrow to your Lord and Savior, Ruby Frankie.
So Kevin and I have decided that we are going to give the gift of truth to them this year for Christmas. We are going to give them the gift of boundaries, and we're going to give them the gift of repentance. So we sat down with them and we told these 2 what our expectations were again. And we let them know how deeply sorrowful we've been because of the choices that they've been making and how it's affected their teachers at school. It's affected their peers. It's affected our home, the siblings, and we just laid it out very clear. And we told them that this year they are not going to be visited by Santa. So they will, and we prepped them. We let them know that the Christmas morning, their 4 older siblings will be getting Christmas presents to open, and that they will have the gift of love from their dad and I.
You guys don't have any love in your hearts, and that has to be the most terrible present that you can give them. Like, genuinely, I think a pair of socks would have sufficed. But f*** you both. F*** you, Ruby, and f*** you, Kevin. Like, the fact that Kevin is trying to act like he didn't partake in this at all, and he didn't know. Yes, you did know, Kevin. The only reason why you're doing this now is because you don't want to see the same fate as your dumbass of a wife.
She just knows she's getting a hit by not eating, and she's getting a hit by lying about it. And you are so easily fooled that you go along with it. So what you need to do is get big and say,
No, I know exactly what's going on here. I will not be lied to. And then her world needs to get really, really small. I don't know if she's involved in a friend group. I don't know if she's part of you said she's not part of sports. I don't know if she's part of any extracurricular group. I don't know if she's doing after school things. I don't know what she's involved in, but you need to know more about where your daughter is. You need to know who she's around. You need to know what other influences are coming into her life. I would get her off of the smartphone, off of the phone, off of the internet, because all of those are sources that endorse and enable and encourage the lack of eating.
Are we really going to sit here and say that the reason I stopped eating was because of playing Candy Crush? And you know what the most disgusting part about this was? So this video was uploaded to a TikTok account in 2022. And there were people who were like, you know, she low-key ate on that one. No, she didn't. She didn't eat anything. Ruby doesn't exactly understand what she's talking about here because she's trying to give advice on, you know, her daughter has all of a sudden stopped eating and has developed an eating disorder. Why do you think that is, Ruby? Do you think it's because you have too many strings on your kids' back to the fact that the only thing that they feel like they can control in their very controlled lives is to just stop eating altogether? I mean, you yourself encourage it. So how can it be from the phone when your kids don't have phones or iPads or anything like that? They're completely disconnected from the real world. You isolate them. So yeah, I mean, is it really a surprise that one of these kids would develop an eating disorder? Right? Like, are you stupid, Ruby? Oh, wait. She is. That's why she's sitting in jail at the moment. This clip, you know, we've all seen at this point, but I really want to really like just drill it in how insane it is to make a kid sleep on a beanbag for such a trivial, stupid ass reason, because you wouldn't think that he murdered like the family dog. He would have, I don't know, stabbed some kid at school to result in this, but no, he played a little bit of a prank on his siblings. It's just...
My bedroom was taken away for 7 months and then you give it back like a couple weeks ago.
I don't think our viewers know that.
Our viewers don't know that.
I'm sleeping on a beanbag since October and they gave my room back like 2 weeks ago. Oh, I'll give you the reason why I lost my bedroom. I think so. I think this is the reason. At least this is the reason that's been in my head. It's pretty funny, but now that I look back, I mean, it's pretty depressing.
No, we never told our viewers.
That I woke Russell up at 2 in the morning and told him that we're going to Disneyland and he has to pack. And he got up and made his bed all neatly and then packed all his clothes in a suitcase. And then he walked out the door and I'm like, Russell, he was like, what? And he's all happy. Has his sunglasses on.
I think it's funny that was 7 months ago. Maybe you need longer without a bedroom.
Yeah, and then the kid instantly just goes quiet. The other kids were laughing, which is gonna cause the other kid to laugh. Are you brain dead? This is what I mean though, like she truly sees herself as such a godlike figure that she feels like she's able to take away a human right from her children. So there were times when, you know, my siblings and I were kids and we shared rooms because we were really little, but taking away a whole ass bedroom from your son because he played a stupid little prank, it's not even a privilege to have a bedroom. It's a goddamn right, and you're making millions of dollars off of abusing these kids in every single one of your videos, yet they don't get anything. You will also learn later in this video that Chad had to get a job because the millions of dollars that Ruby was making off of her YouTube channel, she wasn't able to provide these kids clothes because she didn't want to. She wanted all that money to herself. She didn't see these kids as people. She saw them as objects.
About a year ago, my daughter was saying her prayers. Eve, she was 6 years old at the time. And she was saying her prayers and she said the cutest thing. I thought it was so cute. And I started laughing. She said, "Dear Heavenly Father, please help me to survive." And I thought it was so cute and it just took me off guard and I kind of giggled.
Please help me survive. It's wild to me how she proudly boasts this sort of information. Your youngest daughter, 6 years old, and she said, "Please help me survive." Like, it just makes me want to bawl my eyes out, you know, the hell that these children were going through every day. And this little angel said, please help me survive. I hope she gets buried under the prison. I don't care. I don't care if there's any Ruby defenders out there. You and her too.
This board is about to snap in half. So I'm just going to start over. Chad's been complaining for a while now that he doesn't feel safe on his bed, that the bed feels like it's going, he's like, Mom, every time I get on my bed, it feels like I'm going to break through the bed. And I'm like, oh, it's...
Let me remind you, she's a millionaire from her YouTube channel, and look at that bed. Look at the bed. Look at the bed. Mom, I'm scared that in the middle of the night, I'm going to fall through my bed. I could possibly get a splinter from this. Mom, I'm feeling unsafe.
torturing him. Stop it. I know you're not, but it looks like you are. Okay, Russell. I'm only going to say it one more time, and then you're going to lose the privilege to eat.
Once again, she holds food over these kids' head, and it just makes no sense to me, because I think she knows that that's one of the only pleasures that these kids get in life, is to eat food. And it's not only just that, but it's such an important, you know, part of living and breathing and staying alive. You know, if you don't eat, you're gonna like starve to death. But Ruby obviously doesn't care, because she sees her two sons having a little bit of a wrestling match. My siblings and I would do WWE wrestling matches on our beds. It was so much fun. It was some of the best memories that I've ever had. And not once do my parents come in and be like, you know what, no dinner tonight. No, you're just going to have to starve yourself to sleep and cry yourself to sleep because you're so hungry. No dinner for playing as kids. No fun. No dinner. No dinner if you're gonna have fun. Hey kids, if you're smiling, no eating. No eating. We can't have fun around here.
No. In this home, you don't get personal space, because this is my space.
She truly thinks she's God. I truly think she thinks she's God.
Because I'm the parent. If you want your own personal space, you'll need to get your own space. This is mine. And as long as you're living in my home, it is my job to know everything about you. You don't get to sneak, you don't get to hide, you don't get to have secrets.
Yeah, but that's what makes kids like literally develop distrust in you and also keep things from you and sneak behind your back. Because why do you need to know every single little thing about them? I am gonna say right now, like, my parents don't absolutely know everything about me. And that's not to say like they don't know who I am as a person, but there are certain things that I can't ever bring myself to tell them, because what happened to me, I just don't even want to think about it. And I don't even want to face my parents with that information. You know what I mean? Could you imagine if something absolutely abhorrent happened to one of these kids? And she is already really, really strange about the topic of sex, and how, like, if you are to self-pleasure, you are committing sexual assault, right? I don't know how you do that to yourself, because self-pleasuring, no, that's not assault. And I don't care about any religious people who want to argue with me in the comments. I am for self-pleasure. I don't care. Yeah. Just one more time. She's very, very strange about that. So could you imagine if, you know, one of those kinds of things happened to these kids, where someone actually essayed them, someone actually R-worded them, something like this happened, and it would be their fault, they're disgusting, they need to repent before Ruby. You're shameful for even letting that happen to you, you disgusting harlot. Yeah, Ruby, you're going down. You're going down. And it's so amazing to see.
See how loving that is? Now, if you're in distortion, you're reeling right now. If you're in distortion, you're ready to pull your hair out right now. You're ready.
No, I'm not ready to pull my hair out. I'm ready to pull your hair out, you ugly.
And we lived in a townhouse, and there were a lot of stairs that went up to my bedroom, and the family room was down.
Okay, before we watch this one, there are times where parents are gonna fall asleep from just pure exhaustion, okay? Parents need rest too. Parents need to sleep too. And at no point do I think it's wrong for a parent to just accidentally have a nap while their kid is laying right next to them, right? Where their kid is really safe, they're okay, they have been fed, you know, and they're having a little nap time with the parent too. But no, Ruby wants to have her alone time, force the kids to sit downstairs, but also not go into the fridge at all. This is another reason why children have such up relationships with food is because there was never easy access to it. This is what causes binge eating. This is what causes eating disorders, because you, on one side, you feel like you're never going to have food again. So you need to eat as much as possible in order to compensate for those feelings and that fear, right? Then you have like anorexia and that sort of shit, where you feel because food was kept from you and you were told that every sort of food was bad food unless it didn't can grow out of the grass, then you are scared of food and you're scared to eat it. And you don't know much about food because all your parents said was, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad. And you have a devil of a mother like this. Her 3-year-old got pineapple juice and he knew what kind of a ruckus it was going to cause. This kid was clearly hungry, clearly thirsty. You took hours upstairs watching your little movie, having a little sleep, and then not allowed to get a little bit of a snack. And this 3-year-old, he cleans up the mess. Great kid, by the way. Like, kids are just not going to clean up their mess like that. Great kid, cleaning up the mess. But it wasn't good enough for Ruby, of course, because it's a toddler. And she berates him for it. Let's take a look.
Down a long flight of stairs, and I put my 2 children, my almost 6-year-old, she's probably 5, and then Chad, my 3, almost 4-year-old, on a couch, and I put on a movie, and I said, I am going to go lay down. Do not move from your couch. You got your blanket, you've gone to the bathroom, the doors were locked and bolted, and I said, I'm
bolted. Yeah, because she knew that these kids would get out and tell on her. And I mean, it finally happened, but she was kind of foreshadowing here if you really think about it.
I'm going to go lay down. I'm going to lay your sister down for a nap, the baby, and I'm going to go lay down. And when I come down...
Why couldn't the kids come up to the bedroom with you? That was another awesome memory set that I had with my parents. Like, anytime that they wanted to go lay down, they'd take us kids with them into the room and we would all be laying on their big king size bed and we'd have snacks and we'd watch movies and then we'd all fall asleep in the bed. Even small stuff like that just makes me want to cry from happiness. Being so grateful and thankful that I had those experiences and I didn't have a Satan reincarnation parent like this. They had to be all alone downstairs, dead bolted, no food, no snacks. Don't get up to go to the toilet. You've already been do you even know how a bladder works, you fucking psycho?
I will get some lunch for everybody, or a snack, or whatever it was. So they were fed, they were full, they were emptied, and so I thought, okay, everything's good. And I made it very clear. I said, do not, under any circumstance, go into the kitchen. Do not go into the kitchen. You just stay right there and watch the movie for an hour. And I went upstairs and laid down. And an hour later, I came downstairs and the movie was still going and they were sitting on the couch and they were cuddled in their blankets. I thought, oh, good. They did what they were told. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so relieved. Okay, so I went into the kitchen to start preparing some food. And as I walked on the floor, my feet went, they stuck. They stuck. I'm like, my foot is stuck to the floor. And as I lifted my foot up off the floor, it went.
Why did she need to do those sound effects? Misophonia, people, I'm sorry.
My gosh, what is on this floor? And I took another step and my foot stuck and went it was just sticking on the floor. And I thought, what is this? So I did what any mother would do. You know what I'm going to say, young moms? I knelt down on the floor and I smelt it. And I couldn't quite tell. And I stuck my tongue out and I licked the floor. I'm like, oh.
This is crazy. You got down and licked the floor to inspect what was on there. Does it really matter? Anytime there's a spill on the floor, because sometimes my cats can get a little bit silly. They get into the sink and they like playing with the water and stuff. And then, I go, oh, okay, there's some water on the floor. Wipe it up. Oh, there's something sticking on the floor. Wipe it up. But obviously she's not a normal person, so.
And I licked the floor. I'm like, this is pineapple juice. What in the world? How did pineapple juice get on the floor? And everywhere I walked, my foot stuck to the floor. And I thought, what? How? I'm trying to put the pieces together. What happened? So I called my 2 kids and I said, come here. And they came over and I said, do you guys know why this floor is sticky? No, we don't know.
Do you understand why they're giving you that reaction though? They're scared shitless.
And I said,
This floor was absolutely clean before I went upstairs. I went upstairs for an hour and I came down, and now it is covered. There is something that's going on, and one of you or both of you knows something and you're not telling me. And I'm going to stand here until you do. And my son said, I know why it's sticky. I said, oh, and why is that? Well, I thought I cleaned it up, but I guess I didn't. Him saying this in his, 3 or 4-year-old vocabulary. He showed me that in the fridge there was a big Tupperware of pineapple with some juice in it. And he said, I went into the kitchen and I got the Tupperware of pineapple and I opened it to get some pineapple and it spilled and went everywhere.
This is a 3-year-old man. Like, that Tupperware would have been very heavy.
Very aware of people online who hate me, who would like to cancel me, who would like to see me either burn in hell, as I have been told, or disappear off the face of the earth. And I'm not going anywhere.
She's in jail now. I'm not going anywhere. You didn't think any of this would catch up to you? You didn't, because there were thousands and thousands and thousands of people online, and you even had people in your real life who have come forward and said that they knew about what was happening, your sister, which is absolutely crazy because, when her sister came forward and said like she knew, or like something about she knew what was happening, but she didn't want to say anything out of the children's safety, and it's like, the children's safety would have been like helped out had you said something, but because she's your sister, she can do no wrong.
Lip gloss is just lip gloss. You will wear lip gloss.
Come on, Emma. Special dances call for special makeup.
Russell's gonna be there. You're gonna dance with him. Lip gloss, come here. Oh, now she put her hands down. Let me see your lips.
Come here. There you go.
Perfect. There you go. This long-lasting lip gloss.
Sweet.
Whoa. Okay.
I think what's most weird about this is obviously the elephant in the room. They were just joking about like her and her cousin dating, which I wouldn't be surprised if they were genuinely okay with, to keep it in the family, you know what I mean? But once again, like, the kid clearly didn't want lipstick on, and Ruby is forcing that on her because she's forcing, her toxic beauty standards onto her daughter, and the dad is just for some reason filming this whole ordeal, and it's very, very awkward because this kid knows if I don't give up my bodily autonomy right now, something really bad is going to happen to me.
Mad at me, and I am doing this out of pure love of a mother. I think that by definition, that makes you a sore loser. A sore loser means when you lose, you get upset.
What a baby. That breaks my heart. Why is she so happy about berating this child and making his self-worth into absolutely nothing? This is the most evil fucking momfluencer that I have ever seen in my entire life, that I've seen in my entire career here on social media doing this channel, making videos about people like this. That little baby was hyperventilating and crying. Y'all need to see this. You need to see the extent to how evil this is.
She came in from the wild back and
She's been climbing fences.
her shirt's like all ripped to shreds.
Evie, you're wild.
She's our wild child. We keep her in the closet.
Once again, foreshadowing. I don't doubt that she kept that kid in a closet, because how do you just so naturally joke about this kind of stuff all the time? And why did you look at the child with such disgust? This is our wild child. Why did you have these kids? And that's not me saying like, you know, these children should have never been born. Absolutely not. They are such beautiful individuals who deserve a life fulfilled with happiness and love and positivity and the complete opposite of everything Ruby Frankie is. But why did she have these kids if she doesn't like them so much? I just can't seem to fathom. Again, I truly think it's because she wanted that whole mum life, but she didn't actually want what was in it for her.
There's nothing to eat?
Yeah, I need to go to the store. Stop. Just stop.
It's true.
Just stop. No, that is not true. Can you see all the food going on in the kitchen today?
How are you living in like $1 million house and you don't have food in the cupboards? At this point, it has nothing to do with the fact she can't afford food or that, you know, because this isn't shaming anybody who genuinely just, you know, you can't put food on the table at the moment, so you can only do the bare minimum. This is a multi-millionaire we're talking about here, guys, and she cannot even have, you know, bread in the cupboard to make some PB&Js. She can't even have a bag of chips in there. And I don't care about any of you health motherfuckers in the comments, okay? These are children. They deserve all of the pleasures and joys in life, such as eating a bag of lollies, eating a bag of chips.
Jump in.
Again, this is another thing. These kids weren't being fed. And if they were being fed, it was on her terms. Once they did the chores, once they repented, once they shown sorrow.
Jump in. Massage my back. Get rubbing kit. Massage my back. Get scratching. Scratch my head. Come on, Harry, you keep.
She's once again holding food over a child's head until she gets a back massage. You literally wanted mini slaves, didn't you?
Thank you for joining our yoga session and our stretching session. I really hope you enjoyed this and learned something. Please subscribe, and I know you can't comment below, but please like the video and
Poor baby, I can't even watch that any longer. He sounds so distraught, so destroyed as a human being. There is nothing there. It's really sad because Ruby and Kevin tore this child down so much to the point where he was just a shell of a person and nothing more. And it breaks my heart that, you know, we all saw this, but nothing was happening. And it took until the worst thing ever imaginable that was happening to a child in order for people to actually listen. Because, I mean, Chad, over the years in these videos, he was just getting more and more depressed because his parents were so selfish. Like, they love to talk about selfish and, you know, be up on their high horse about that, but they took everything away from these kids. When Chad was feeling really good about himself and he was playing football and he had, you know, the entire team loved him because he was just such an amazing team player. He was really good at football, and then his parents took that away from him because, you know, he was spending too much time in football and he shouldn't have so much self-worth attached to that. But you're taking every ounce of self-worth away from him, so how else is he going to get that? That is pretty normal to find self-worth in something that you are really good at and people praise you for.
Chad?
Oh my gosh.
Chad, are you okay? I can't believe he...
Look at that bedroom. Look at that bedroom. Let me just zoom in on that for you guys. Why is there so much broken glass in there? Just a mattress, no sheets, no nothing in there. That, like this TikToker says here, looks like a prisoner's bedroom because it truly was never 8 passengers. It was 6 prisoners.
We're gonna go see Despicable Me 3, but before we do, I'm gonna make sure these kids have something good to eat. So, Boston, get in line.
I'm first.
Everyone get in line. Here we go. You get back there.
So we're gonna go.
I love that I can talk to my nephews that way. Get in line. Now go back to the back of the line. Get in line. Now go back to the...
Does anyone else just find this to be utterly disturbing? Because, like, once again, she is using food as this godlike thing of like, you know, everyone line up and take a bite. This is all you deserve. Get to the back of the line and wait your turn. But we must go on. We must keep trooping through.
Sometimes I've wondered if I should, like, you know, get rid of my kids.
I would not object.
You want me to send you away. Sherry's like, oh no, don't hate me.
Give me 2 minutes.
Yeah, she wants to go. She left. And you guys made her life a living hell for that. I have no doubt in my mind that she would give up her kids in a second if it meant that she could go to Target and lay in bed all day.
Your way. Can I push you?
No,
I kick you?
no.
What if you're in my way and I want to kick you? What happens?
Well, did you know somebody was in my way in mine, and then they kicked me and stumped me?
Well, did you know that Russ?
Wait, why did she completely just gloss over what Eve said? Wait!
You know somebody was in my way in mine, and then they kicked me and stumped me.
Oh, darling. This is getting really tough, man, to go through. But, like, I can't even imagine. You know, we're just viewers and we're getting visceral reactions from this, right? Imagine what they would have gone through every single day. Ruby just glossed over the fact that someone kicked her in the stomach at school. Most likely because Ruby was like, who cares? Like, just grow up, repent. You should show sorrow. It's selfish if you're feeling hurt by that.
Eve came and got in bed with me at about 2 this morning. She's like, Mom, I peed the bed, which is not like her. She pees the bed maybe like once every 8 months. Like, it's been a very long time since she wet the bed. I was like, oh, darn it, that's all right. Just go sleep on the floor in the bathroom.
This is not the first time that she has made her kids sleep on the bathroom floor with wetting the bed. Like, when I was a kid, I wet the bed a couple of times. All kids did. And every single time it happened, my parents, without complaint, without yelling at me, you know, they're obviously a little bit annoyed that they're awake. I mean, as anyone would be if you have to go to work really early in the morning and your fucking kids just piss the bed. You're a bit like, you know what, gotta do it anyways because they are my kids and I love them. And my sheets would be changed, everything like that would be changed, and then we'd worry about it when we'd wake up and wash it all and whatnot. Never was I forced to sleep in the bath. Never was I forced to sleep on the cold, brisk floor of the bathroom floor.
No texting at the dinner table. No texting.
Let me see it. Let me see it.
I see it.
We should clarify that in our house, all our kids know that cell phones are free game for parents, so we can monitor safety.
Yeah, no kid ever said, yay, I'm so glad my parents read my text messages. Said no.
What is this? I really like you. Hold on.
I did not say that.
How do you work this stupid phone?
The only downside to giving your kids a flip phone is I swear I have to remember how to work it every time I go through it.
Who are you texting?
No one.
Any girlfriend? No.
Whoa. I really like you. I saw you in my...
Okay, well, we shouldn't be shaming any of the kids that are sitting at the table. You know, this is very common in kids that are being abused. They will side with the abuser so that the attention is off of them and is on to someone else because the abuse is so horrendous, right? Let's not shame these kids for just trying to protect their emotions, as tough as that sounds, you know, because the attention is on Chad. And I think that at times these kids felt a little bit of pressure lifted off of them. Am I saying it's right? Absolutely not. But these are abused children we're talking about. So I don't want to see anything about, you know, the way that these kids were laughing with the parents and stuff like that. Like, you got to educate yourself on this especially. But also, why aren't these kids allowed to have any privacy? Like, it is completely well within your right as a parent to monitor what your kid is doing online because we have such dangerous things that are happening out on the internet at the moment. But these kids have a fucking flip phone for sake. He is clearly texting someone he likes at school. Very, very normal. He is well within his rights to have a crush, but of course his parents have to make him feel bad about that and make him feel embarrassed. And, you know, Chad, there is nothing wrong with having a crush on anyone, man. You know, they, them, he, him, she, her. Like, why are y'all humiliating this kid in front of the rest of the kids? It's so childish. Like, you can really see the maturity levels in both Ruby and Kevin for them to take his phone off of him at the dinner table and then read out loud his text messages. That is just, he's never going to tell y'all anything. He's going to sneak anything and everything he can behind y'all's back. But you did that. Not him. You did that.
I had a fever of 103 degrees. Well, hi, Chad. Did you take a little bath? Well, I won't film you then. It's kind of embarrassing. What do you want?
Yeah, it is embarrassing that you're not putting the camera down and not taking him to the hospital. He has a fever over 103 degrees, man. You don't think for a second, hey, this is such cause for concern. You know, I'm not gonna film you. I'm not. But I am, but I'm not gonna film. It is embarrassing that you're such a shit of a dad.
So hold on, we gotta do a little update here for a second.
I have therapy and I got kicked out of my school. Woo! Yeah.
Okay.
I have acne still.
Everybody's asking if you still have your phone taken away for the summer.
Yep, I do.
Yes.
Sadly.
And
it's not her fault, it's mine. When will you learn, Chad?
Sweetheart, it most certainly was not your fault. You all are amazing kids from what I've seen on these YouTube videos, and you know, whatever you did, I honestly can say you didn't deserve to have your phone taken away from you, because I just know that even if you shut the cupboard door a little too loud, you would have had your bedroom privileges taken away. So, sweetie, it was not your fault. Your mum is just a devil.
Actions have consequences.
A lot of you guys say, oh, you shouldn't get mad at them for bad grades. They try their hardest.
Wait, so she did it because he had bad grades? Oh my god. The school system is so outdated, it doesn't even matter, man.
You, on the
I did not try my hardest.
Don't know that he
cheated on a test.
Tried his hardest.
Is that Sister Jensen?
So, no, I want to tell you this. No, listen.
He doesn't
I
care.
talked to the principal of the school today.
Hey, passengers. Sorry, someone just yelled 8 passengers out the window. Little fact.
Okay, are you okay? Listen, I talked to the principal today.
Yeah, but I think Chad has gathered from that point that, you know, she is going to film anything and upload anything. So it doesn't matter if he listens to her or not at this point. It's going to be filmed and uploaded because she's not going to stop filming.
Stop! Don't do that! What are you doing?
Is that arm?
Yes!
What is it with these parents and Chad? Like, why did they want to hurt this kid so bad, man? I really hope Chad is out there living his best life and is okay and is in such a loving, positive space. Every time I see clips that have been taken of Chad, that have been taken of Russell and Shari and even, you know, the other kids as well, it breaks my heart, man.
You're gonna lose the privilege to eat. You don't need food. My kids are literally starving.
Not under any circumstance go into the kitchen.
Hopefully nobody gives her food. And
once you hit 99 pounds, you don't need any suckers anymore. You're too old. You're too big.
There's nothing to eat?
Yeah, I need to go to the store. Stop.
Oh, you would hate me, babe. You would hate me. I eat whatever the I want, whenever the I want. And I encourage people to do the same as well, because we're not here on this earth for very long. It is so toxic what she is pushing onto her children. 99 pounds? Like, that is a whole teenage girl, man.
You have like 3 shirts.
No, I don't. No, okay, look, when I went to Anasazi, Mom got mad and there were a ton of clothes on my floor, so she donated all the clothes that were on the floor. So I came home to like 3 pairs of pants and like 5 shirts. So.
I'm gonna go get dressed for football.
You're gonna have to go find your shorts. Oh, did you see the socks you threw at the side of the garden? And
dude, look at this child's face. He looks scared shitless.
You are not going anywhere unless you pick up your junk. You've got crap strewn all around. Now, so you see, now I'm using bad language. That's how bad of a mood I'm in. You get your socks picked up and don't you leave your stuff out anymore.
Where?
Right over there.
It's just socks. It's not the end of the world, you evil cunt.
Run and go pick them up. And then give me 10 push-ups. Put him in.
I don't want to show where he does this exercise because abusing exercise as a form of punishment is going to make these kids associate exercise with punishment and with it being a bad thing, right? If they ever want to punish themselves, they will force themselves to do things that are just humanly impossible to do. And that is the most unhealthy thing to enforce on a child, is to be like, you left your socks out, now do 10 push-ups. I truly hate this woman, and I hate you, Kevin, too. They did not deserve anything to deserve this. And all these people are going down, and it's so good to see.
We are going to a movie, so go get on your shoes.
Whoa!
Does it even matter? If someone asked me if I wanted to go to a movie, I wouldn't ask, what is it? Run and get your...
She doesn't! I'm convinced this doesn't have a brain. If someone's telling me we're gonna go see a movie, I'm gonna be asking, what movie is it? We're gonna be going out to eat. Where are we going to eat? It's just a general question. Why can't you just answer it? We're going to go see Despicable Me. It's because she doesn't want to see excitement with these kids. She doesn't want to see them having fun. Go get your shoes on. Like, why are you so aggressive for? Take a Xan.
Shoes, or you're gonna not go. Hurry. Everyone run. Hey, this is Ruby. I was wondering, is Brooke available to babysit?
Sorry.
Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. What a good idea for spring break.
Mom, I'm really sorry.
Well, good. I will call her again. Tell her I will call her again.
Sure.
Okay, have fun.
Can I choose like
Uh-huh.
one of these songs?
Bye.
Okay. So I look to call
Babysitter's not available. I am not taking Eve, unless you come and give me a huge apology.
For what? For what? A huge apology for not jumping at the snap of a hat? She can get her shoes on in the next 5 minutes. Calm the f down. These kids are terrified of you, bro. They are terrified. And it's just hearing the sorry mommy.
You come give me a hug and you come say you're sorry. No, again, where I can pay attention.
Again, like everything has to be on her terms. The child was profusely apologizing, yet she's like, well, you know, come and apologize to me now, where I'm actually paying attention to you for once.
It was not very thankful of you. I was excited and I told you to go get on your shoes and your jacket to...
No, you weren't. No. You didn't tell her to go put her shoes on. You yelled at her. You verbally abused her to go put on those shoes. Put on those shoes. That is exactly how you sounded. But bro, like, if I don't know about anything that I'm going to be a bit confused as well. This is a child we're talking about. They're going to be taking their time because they're confused right now. What movie are we going to? Like, are we actually going to a movie? It's just...
My teacher walked by at our table and she was like, oh, Russell, let's find something for you in the teacher's lunch. And in the teacher's lounge? Yeah. And and then we were walking by. She was like, oh, I could actually get you soup. And then she did. She got you soup? Curry soup? So she bought you the soup.
Again, like the fact that these teachers have to go out of their way in order to feed her kids, because she has made videos in the past of like, you know, her kid showed up to school with no lunch and it was her fault because this child didn't pack her own lunch or forgot lunch money or nobody can give her lunch so that she learns her lesson and she repents and she shows sorrow. These kids aren't being fed, guys. These kids aren't, being provided a basic human right, and it's up to the teachers to do that. The further we go along with these videos, I am so sorry that I am just bewildered and I don't know what to say, because it is genuinely making me feel very nervous watching this stuff. And I think the main reason I'm very nervous is because I'm constantly thinking of how are these kids gonna heal from this? Where does it go from here? Because there has to be some type of Stockholm syndrome as well that would be attached to this, right? Ruby's gone. gone. Ruby is going to jail. She is literally being held in custody as we speak. So I can't imagine what those kids would be feeling, because they would be dealing with a lot of emotions. The fact that mum's gone, the fact that they're discovering that they have been abused, the fact that the entire internet and the entire world is, you know, focusing on this case right now so that justice is served for these victimized, just angels of children. Like, I genuinely, when I was going through all of these TikTok clips, I just could not help myself from crying, because no child deserves this. We've already gone on for almost an hour now. We do have some more clips, and I just want to reiterate again that there will be separate videos done on Kevin and Jody.
Mom, can you give me some breakfast?
You don't need food.
Look at this child's eyes. Look at this sweet little boy. Did you hear his little voice? Yeah, I do, buddy. You do need food. You do need food. You do need to eat, and you deserve whatever kind of food that you want. And I hope that you are eating it up right now. It's so concerning how slender these children are, and how Ruby is enforcing these eating disordered behaviors onto these children, like rewarding them whenever they lose weight, getting underweight even, telling these kids that they don't need food, they don't deserve food, they don't get to have food, food is never in the house, you know, let's just lock up the fridge and cupboard while we're at it too. I'm so glad that once again, these amazing people were able to save these videos before the YouTube channel got taken down.
I know that Julie is not the best gymnast. She's not even the most average gymnast, but I'm proud of her because she's—
Dude, what? Why? Like, she always has to— Ruby, why do you have to always put down your children? Is it because you know that you're a shit cunt and you need to feel better than these little kids? You know, Julie, she's not the best gymnast. She's not even the most average. What does she say next?
Proud of her because she's doing it because she likes it.
And you're gonna take that away from her too? Remember when Chad liked football? Sweetheart, he like ran into the car. Now, I had to mute this clip because it has a Justin Bieber sound over it. But basically, Ruby was asking, you know, Russell how his day was at school and like, is he okay? And he did not respond. He didn't say anything at all. He went straight to the back of the car.
You know why I like cuddling you?
Mm-hmm.
Because you're so hot.
Get away from him!
We're gonna put a pillow and a blanket by the toilet, and you can camp out in the bathroom, okay? Do you want to do that?
Do you want Grandma to sleep on the floor with you?
No.
Okay.
Grandma, why the fuck are you not doing anything about this? Do you want Grandma to sleep with you? Obviously not. He doesn't want any of you near him.
That's skin.
Get out from underneath my bed. Right now.
That's skin everywhere. I write that song.
You wrote that song, Dead Skin? You're gonna have to write, I'm dead now, because you're in so much trouble. Look at me. You're going straight to bed, and you don't get dessert today. We're all gonna go out and get a cookie.
Then play a family game.
Eve, you cannot be in my room and do that.
She's just hiding under your bed, bro. And then once again, manipulating this children's emotions and making her feel like she's beneath the world by, we're all gonna go out and get a cookie and we're gonna play family games. Not you, though. You went to go hide under my bed, and I'm crazy, and I'm psychotic, and I don't care about these kids. I just want to make myself feel better because I'm such a shit person.
The cotton balls should be in there.
I don't have any. Will you go in your bathroom and get some? Russell, go take these and throw them in the garbage can. We had family dinner, and I was looking and looking and looking for Eve, and I was like, why isn't Eve at the dinner table yet? She usually comes to dinner as soon as I call her. And then I go looking outside. We've been looking for 30 straight minutes for her, and I was starting to get worried, and I was like, okay, we're gonna start calling around in the neighborhood, and if I can't find Eve in the next 20 minutes, I'm calling the police. And then I found this.
Yeah, we're going to be ending the video off here, guys. Eve was clearly terrified of you and what your reaction would be for her making a mistake. You know, carpet is replaceable. Yeah, everything is replaceable in life, especially when you have a lot of money to do that. Ruby, but you don't want to spend any of that. She hid under your bed and missed out on eating, all because she knew exactly what kind of consequences she was going to get. I cannot imagine what happened to her off camera because she made this an entire big deal. Like, the amount of times my siblings and I up and we made mistakes as kids, like when slime was a huge craze and we made slime and we accidentally got it into the carpet, and then you know what my mum did? Like, we just got it cleaned. And I just cannot imagine that all of my mistakes when I was growing up, I would have this happen to me. It's nail polish. Get the over it. Even till this very day, I spill nail polish, and I am 22 this week, actually. So I'm a grown-ass adult and I still spill things. I still have accidents. I'm still clumsy and I still make mistakes. But do you know why that's okay? Because we are only human, and it's okay because carpet is replaceable. All you need to do is just cut the little square out, find the exact same carpet, which you can very much do because you're very privileged and you're definitely in the green in the bank account. You can do that, Ruby. But she didn't. She didn't, because she will find any chance to make herself feel better about herself by abusing her kids and making them feel like they are absolutely worth nothing and that they are nothing to her. This case we are going to be following as it unfolds. Once again, we're going to be getting into Kevin and we're going to be getting into Jody this week as well. I hope for the absolute best for these children. I am sending every single ounce of love and positivity their way because they need it the most at the moment. I will be linking a Google Docs document down in the description box below as people are wanting evidence for this case, and it is going to really help these children out. Thank you so much for your time today, everybody. I will see you all tomorrow.